You have to be really secure, I think, in a famous relationship.
For sure, yeah. No, I think there's literally a video of, like, Tom Holland. They're going to, like, a premiere or something, I can't remember, and Zendaya's walking in front of him, and she's, like, saying hey to all her fans, doing what she needs to do, and he's literally behind her with the camera, like, as if he's not
Aw.
also famous. And it's just, like, following her around like a fan, like a I don't know, like a loving boyfriend,
Yeah,
part kinda thing, so,
that's
yeah,
sweet.
I
So
think they're just I don't know, they're lately, I've been feeling like, um yeah, there is going to be a major shift. I feel like something is going to change. As maybe it's the new year as well, because it's around the
yeah.
corner. I feel like what's going on in my personal life as well as the world, I just feel like there's gonna be change. There's gonna be change for sure. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect. That's the scary part. So
Here we are.
uh,
Melstrology, episode 5. Super excited. There's a lot going on astrologically. The world is insane. And hopefully it's gonna transform for the better soon. Today we're gonna talk about all the upcoming things that are happening at the end of the year, well, today and next year. And I have an amazing, amazing guest for today. Yay. She's one of my really good friends. She's an actor. She's based in LA. She loves comedy and storytelling. And she just finished creating her first episode of her web series and starred in it and produced it and all the stuff, directed it, all the stuff. No, I think actually Ahmad directed it. But anyway,
it's all good.
she did all the stuff,
Give me all the space.
okay? She created this thing. And she loves Abbott Elementary and she
Yeah,
loves Issa Rae. Come on, we know this. Anyhow,
yeah.
all right, give it up for Serenity Calhoun.
Thank you so much for having me, Melissa.
Yay, thanks for being
Um,
on.
Hi, how are you?
Um, yeah, so today, Pluto moved into Aquarius officially, and it's been in Capricorn for the last like whatever, 16 years, I think. And yes, so
Oh,
Pluto is the furthest planet out, right? So it's like
yeah.
it takes the longest to orbit around to make its and it's moved into Aquarius, which is going to affect everybody. And Pluto is okay, so Uranus is the planet of like sudden change, and Pluto
Okay.
is the planet of like slow change, especially in regards to systems, governments, like
Uh,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
Surprise! Is anyone surprised? No.
Mm.
So, yeah, I know with so that's why I part of me is a little scared, but part of me is hoping, the good in others will prevail. The energy of Aquarius is so it's like revolution, power, equity, it's integrity, science, and truth. So I feel like, well, I mean, are you feeling any shifts today? Are you feeling the energy? Are you feeling anything?
Lately, I've been feeling like, um, yeah, there is going to be a major shift. I feel like something is going to change. As maybe it's the new year as well, because it's around the
Yeah.
corner. I feel like what's going on in my personal life as well as the world, I just feel like there's gonna be change. There's gonna be change for sure. So, I I don't know. I don't know what to expect. That's the scary part. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but it feels like right now what's happening isn't going to be permanent. So
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, it's like, I think too, there's something about, like, outdated power structures, um, crumbling. So
Right.
that's and I think we're really seeing that, um, especially with the politics that happened this year, or just recently in the election. It's like it's kind of like, wow, are we even respected anymore as like a
Yeah,
functioning country? Because this is um really embarrassing, frankly. Like it's like and I don't know, maybe they're being, put up in this public way to show like this doesn't work anymore. Like it doesn't
mhm,
work. Like straight white dudes, sorry. Like you had your
yeah,
time. Like you're not allowed to mess anything up anymore, you know? Like
exactly.
we all have to live here and your greed and selfishness is just beyond. It's not working for anyone. Not even you, you know? That's the thing. Like these people are deeply unhappy.
Yeah,
They as we know, like, anybody who's, like, a happy human, they care about others. They wanna do
exactly.
things for others, like, they care about uplifting others and empowering others, instead of othering someone else or other group, "Oh, you're bad because you look like this," or "You're bad
Mhm,
because you enjoy these types of things in the privacy of your own home," you know what I mean? Or whatever, you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like, that it's really crazy, like, the focus on sexuality and, like, gendering and, just all this stuff and othering and, like, religious, any political, it's like, "Oh, you're a Democrat, you're a red." It's like, wow, just
it's
it
insane. I feel like we're definitely going backwards, and that's so sad.
yeah,
Um,
it
'Cause it
is.
took a long time to get here, and so it's just like it's just so disappointing. Um,
Yeah,
I feel like everyone's feeling it. I feel like everyone is yeah, everyone's feeling it, so,
yeah,
uh, yeah. I'm just thinking about, like, companies too nowadays, like, I feel like they're also feeling the backlash of what's happening, and I don't know, I just feel like I try not to watch the news all the time because
yeah,
it's so easy to get, encapsulated in everything, and, yeah,
it's true.
yeah, I feel like I lost my thought, but it's just I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird because I feel like I don't know if you I know you're vegan and you're gluten free and you have all of these dietary restrictions, but even in like going to the grocery store, like there's so many recalls. Like
I
literally
know.
there just yesterday was a recall over organic carrots because
Carrots.
like E. coli. And so I just feel like there's nothing's normal anymore. And it's like simple things is like going to the grocery store and now I have to worry about, you know,
I
if
know.
my food is
Safe
is
food
exactly, safe,
is actually food
safe,
and safe to eat.
safe,
Yeah, I feel like that's capitalism, though. It's like,
yeah,
I mean, honestly, like, we shouldn't really be paying for food. We should be you know what I mean? Like, so if people wanna make money off of food, which they do, right, in a capitalist society, then, you know, integrity of the integrity of the quality of the food is going to diminish because they want to make a larger profit, more, 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 more. And so then they're paying people less and less to process the food and handle the food. So then you're going to get contaminated food, right? Like E.
exactly.
coli is because you're not paying these people. They don't care because they're exhausted. You're right.
Yeah,
And then you meanwhile making money, and then maybe the risk isn't even that high to them because 'cause they're like, "Oh, well, it'll just get recalled, but everything else is getting recalled." So, so then there's
yeah,
no, like, integrity, there's no ethical responsibility, there's no that goes away because it's all for making money, right? It's just
Absolutely,
making
yeah.
more money. And like you said too about, like, getting sucked into the news and stuff, it's like, I think and it's so easy to get encapsulated in it and to get, like, sucked right into it because and I think that's how it's like a master tool of manipulation, essentially, right?
Exactly.
And brainwashing and all sorts of
Yeah.
things, and I think that's how we've gotten to where we are because I've just noticed the groups. I mean, look, white woman, right? It's crazy about how they voted, I'm just like, "Wow,
Yeah,
really? You don't care
and
about your own body?"
that's the crazy oh, that's the crazy part about everything is that if I was a white person, why wouldn't I question that the majority of the other, groups of people are
Yeah.
voting a different way with our history and everything like that, like,
Yes.
that doesn't bring you like, you don't question that, if that makes sense? Like, you just I don't know, I feel like I if I was if I knew I was part of a group of people that historically, um I can't even think of you already know. Historically have been privileged and have been I can't even think of all of the words that I want to say. But if I knew that history, I why would I not yeah, why would I not question that everyone
It's
else, literally everyone else is voting the opposite way, you know?
yeah.
I
It's
don't know.
alarming. It really is alarming, and I'm like, the only thing that I found that was somewhat helpful was that, like, college educated and up white women voted not for Trump. And I'm like, "Okay,
Oh,
well, at least that." And
yeah,
so then I feel like, is it just manipulation? Is it such heavy manipulation that, like and then, you know, that they're just or are they terrified? Are they scared? Because then you think like, "Okay, are people voting that way because they think, like, if I side with this person, they'll protect me?" Which
I think that is. I mean, I think that is. I don't know. I just feel like there's just a lot of narratives going around, and people hear and people want to believe what they want to believe, and so I think
yeah.
uh, that's the harsh reality of it all. It's like you can put facts in front of people's faces, but like if they don't want to believe if they're stuck in their own ways, they're not going to change.
Yeah.
And I feel like that. I don't know if you've watched. Oh, what is his name? He he is this young man who who has recently gotten really popular because he um um he's very intelligent and he will often go against he's a debater. He's a debater.
Okay.
So he's done a lot of I wish I knew his name though, and I feel like a lot of other people know who I'm talking about. But he's on TikTok and so like he
Okay.
will he's just a really good debater. I don't know what I was gonna say at
Yeah.
the end of that, but he would debate like there's this video of him debating like 20 plus Trump supporters, and you can uh you can just tell like there are the people who want to believe what they want to believe, and they have like no evidence to back up why
Yeah.
the way they think. I'm
It's
so
just
sorry
like,
that took me a long
because.
time to get too. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, "Oh, but this because." And you're
yeah.
just like, "Okay. Sure." Like,
Yeah.
be crazy, but I think right now, I think a lot of people are saying too, like, "Oh, it's just gonna be we just have to get through 2 years," and I'm like, "Do y'all realize, like, they have the house like, it's like a clean this is definitely" anyway. So,
Yeah.
I think the good thing is that Pluto is all about truth, revolution, and equity, well, Pluto being an Aquarius is all about truth, revolution, equity, and the balance of power, and, Aquarius also has a lot of energy towards humanitarianism and protecting the underdog and that kind of thing. And so I'm really hoping that that energy is harnessed in a good way where we see the power imbalances right now currently, and then they are able to flip so that we can actually have an equal country.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
let's be honest, this country wasn't it's a gaslight, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a complete gaslight. It's like, first of all, they thought it was India, not.
Mhm.
Second of all, they came here and killed people who lived here. And then third of all, we brought in other human beings and treated them as not human beings to build this country. So, we'll just say it like that. Slavery
Yeah.
for many, many years, and then we segregated, which was, like, even worse, and that was only what, like, whatever, 50. It's still
Yeah.
lingering as we can see
No, yeah.
every day of our lives. We can feel it. If you live in this country, in this world. Anyway, but, um, so I'm really hopeful that by 2043 oh god, if we're all
That's
still
how long it's
standing.
gonna be in Aquarius?
Yeah. Yep, it's gonna be
Okay.
there for yeah, so it's gonna be there for
Well,
quite a long time, and
yeah. Okay.
so it is gradual change, so it's not just like it's not Uranus, that kinda energy where it's just gonna be like all of a sudden shit falls to the ground, but, like, it's gonna be kind of like a slow change sometimes depending on all the other things that are happening astrologically, like moving forward quickly, but for the majority of Pluto, like I said, it takes a really long time for it to orbit. So it's like slow change. So hopefully we can but hopefully it's fast enough that we don't get all destroyed in the process.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully,
I shouldn't
hopefully
I
not.
shouldn't joke, but it could be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also too, it's good to look at your rising sign for how it's gonna affect you individually, and I think you said your rising is Aquarius?
Yes.
So
Yes.
your rising is the sign that Pluto is moving into, Aquarius, right? And
Oh,
here it says
cool.
it's gonna, affect your identity will transform. So that's exciting
That's what
news.
I'm trying to do, Melissa. For my identity, but, become the person that you wanna become, so, um, I wanna become, oh, not a workaholic, but, there's still a lot of things that are on my plate that I would like to achieve,
Put it out there, put it out
yeah,
in the universe.
yes, I will. I You will see me on Abbott Elementary.
Oh,
You will.
oh,
Yes, you will.
okay.
One day,
What
you will see.
season? Next season.
Oh, next
This
next season. I
season?
feel like they just wrapped this one because
Yeah,
they're this new season is still rolling out. So next one,
next season.
yes, yes, next season.
Serenity Calhoun.
What else? What else do
Guest
I want to
starring.
transform? Yeah, I would love to. We've talked about this before. Become my own boss, my own entrepreneur, and
Yeah.
have a side hustle because, living out in LA has been it's just been difficult. You have to have more than one job, unfortunately. And so I'm just kind of tired of like people telling me like how much I can make
Yeah.
and telling me when I can work too, because it's like, well, if you don't schedule me or if you don't have something for me, then I'm not going to work. And, you
Yeah.
know,
That's
yeah.
another thing too that's, like, hopefully changing is the way that we view work and
Yeah.
not necessarily seeing it like 9 to 5, or doing it during these specific hours, so
Yeah, exactly. I don't wanna be in that mindset of, like, I can only make money if I have those certain kind of jobs, because that's not true, especially being out in LA, you can see people making money in thousands of different ways. It's just
yes.
about having that confidence and that willpower, and so hopefully, I can become that person that makes a lot of money.
So we can live in this city, it's so
Yeah.
expensive, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
So
like we're like yeah, I mean, man, it's and well, for me, I have a Leo rising, and it says,
oh,
like,
yeah.
my relationships will transform, so I don't know if that means I've also
Oh,
read too that, like, there could be, like, deaths and things because Pluto is kind of like, death and rebirth. So I'm like, "Oh god, I hope nobody's dying. What if I'm dying?" Anyway,
yeah. Oh,
um
no. You're not gonna die. Mm-mm. No, ma'am.
But but yeah, I'm like, wow, transformation in relationships. I don't know. We'll see. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I'll
You
probably
know,
be
you never
single.
know. Maybe, maybe someone may sweep you off your feet when you're not looking.
I'm not
You're
looking.
committed.
I haven't been looking for years.
Aw,
And there's
that's
still no
okay.
one, but it's all right.
Yeah, 'cause
I
all
don't
you need is you.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm okay. I mean, honestly, like I think the times that I miss having someone in a relationship is, like, the times when something in the world is going on, like, the day after the election, the Wednesday, I was like, "Oh, I could definitely really use a soundboard right now," like, it's somebody to, like, be,
Yeah.
experiencing this with, uh,
Yeah.
and, like, COVID was interesting to experience on your own. But it
Oh,
just
yeah.
kinda just felt like more of the same of my life, like, "Okay, I'm still on my own anyway." Okay, so are we ready to analyze this celebrity couple or what?
We are. I think we are. I'm gonna put on my
My Gen
astrology
Z
hat.
friends, you keep me, like, in the loop. You and my sister,
Yeah.
my Gen Zers in my life, thank God. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, so we're gonna analyze Zendaya.
Yes. Zendaya.
And I couldn't say her name. I was calling her Zendaya, but it's Zendaya and
Okay.
Tom Holland. How long
Yes.
have they been together? It's been like a
You know,
year
that's a
or
crazy
longer.
I was thinking about that too because it's definitely been since the last movie that they've shot together, and I think that was the Spider-Man,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
No Way Home. Um, and I was looking into that, and that was released in 2021, which feels like
Oh,
forever ago. That
3
was the last
years?
Spider-Man movie. Yes. So I'm like, it's definitely been since then because I'm pretty sure they were together during that movie. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
When did they get together?
Ah. Oh, I do remember this. So, the actors met in 2016 while filming the first Spider-Man. And
Oh,
then
but then they
I
didn't date.
remember yes, and then on July 2021, paparazzi photos confirmed their relationship after they were seen kissing in Tom Holland's car in LA, and I do
Yeah, I
remember that.
remember these
We
pictures.
remember that. So, at least 3 years. They have been dating for at least 3 years.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
we don't have his birth time. I hate this.
Tom,
No.
why do you have to be so private?
I
I'm
mean,
dead.
seriously, it's probably because he's from England, maybe, I don't know. This is
Yeah.
so annoying because now we don't know, but it's
Oh,
fine.
no, I did not know that.
No, it's totally fine. This happens all the time. I get, like, one with a birth time and then one without. And the thing is that, like, I don't know. What is he like as a person anyway? Is he more,
He
like,
seems
dark and
he seems
mysterious?
very kind. No, I wouldn't
Okay,
say dark and mysterious. I would say, like, very kind, very humble, very grounded, very, respectful. Like, he's just, like, a
okay.
good English man.
A good English dude.
Honestly. Yeah, yeah, and he's, like, very I would say at least I think I've watched, like, one interview with him, I would say he's more on the private side too. I think him as an actor, like, he didn't, come to Hollywood to be in Hollywood. He came in Hollywood to be an actor, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I think I remember in the interview he was saying he really doesn't I mean, who does who what celebrity does enjoy, like, paparazzi being around them, but he's like,
Right,
"No,
I know.
I don't do this to do the red carpets. I don't do this to, like, do all of the all of the promotion stuff,
Yeah.
marketing things." Like, nah, he's, like, a committed
I just
actor. Yeah.
wonder because, well, whenever I look at couples, I
Yeah.
especially look at, the moon sign, and
Okay.
so, let's see, I'm gonna just check actually because his so we don't know his time, and the
Okay.
moon, it says Sagittarius, but, like,
Hmm.
it could actually be Scorpio, which would
Mm.
make more sense with her chart, um,
Okay.
because she has a lot of earth and, water in her chart, and if he's a private person, like, does he I don't know. It might make more sense that he has, like, a Scorpio moon. Uh,
Okay.
I can't, like, place exactly, like is his acting more intense and serious, or is it more, like, um,
Uh,
loud and, boisterous, you know?
Probably the first one because
Okay.
he's I'm trying to think of this one movie. He's he was in
Like, have I
this
seen anything of his?
wait, there was, like, 2 maybe 3. Yeah, he does a lot of drama movies as well.
Okay.
Um, he did this one movie where he had, like, split personalities. I forgot what that one was called. I'm so bad with names. I need to get better with names. Let me just look
Okay.
them up.
I know, I'm doing the same. Okay, Crowded Room, Last Call, Uncharted.
Yes. And then Cherry, I think that one was, he was like, was he a war veteran? No.
He seems serious to me.
Oh, he was an army medic in Iraq. That
Oh,
was
he was
Cherry.
in all the Avengers. That's why I don't know him. I've never watched one Avenger or well, no,
Oh.
I have watched a couple of Spider-Mans, but I don't know which ones. A long time ago.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so I would definitely say he's of, more of a dramatic and adventure actor. Like, it's really between the
Okay.
2. Yeah.
Oh, I
A little
can't
bit of comedy.
tell. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
um, he does have a Gemini sun, which is good. Okay, so Zendaya, she has a Mercury, Libra, and so that would go well with his sun sign. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand, like, yeah, his
Hmm.
Venus is also in Gemini, so he must be really intellectual. He probably really likes, is he really
I feel like
intellectual?
that makes sense, yeah. Like, I
Yeah.
don't see like, I don't think he's stupid. Yeah, that would make sense. He seems kinda nerdy a little yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
seems like
Because
he would
he well,
definitely be
so
the person yeah, to wanna know more and be curious and wanna have knowledge for sure, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, who knows? He could have a Sagittarius moon, he could have a Scorpio moon. But let's just okay, what are we gonna decide? We're just gonna read it as a Sagittarius moon, okay?
Okay.
Does he see well, okay, so Sagittarius moon, first of all, we'll talk about her. So she has an Aquarius rising, same as you.
Zendaya,
So
stop.
she has a lot of like which he if he has a Sagittarius moon, like he would find that attractive for sure. And he would like her
Okay.
Libra Mercury because and also his Gemini placements too would like all that air because um air signs qualities are of movement and like just Gemini you think of like two and they're always going
Yeah.
going and that's his Venus sign, so that's the way he shows love. And so he likes to
Aw.
be intellectual, you know what I mean, and then she also likes to be intellectual back. She also has a Taurus moon, which
Okay.
is really compatible with all of his Taurus placements, which are Taurus, Mercury. So the way that
Okay.
he communicates, she easily understands. Um, so
That's so
like,
cute.
yeah,
Ah,
so it like the moon sign is kind of like your heart. That's what I feel like. And so whenever I look at couples, it's like your heart, your like depth of who you really are, like your soul, you know? And who you are in your most intimate relationships. So I like to see like what's going on there.
Yeah.
And um hers is Taurus and his is Sagittarius, which is a little bit like but like because Sagittarius is like super freedom loving and like super um like exploratory and loves to travel and experience different places and cultures and things like learning. Um,
Yeah.
but his Mars is in Taurus, so it's actually really traditional and kind of like super like um it's more
Proper?
grounded. It's an earth sign.
Okay.
So it's more
Okay.
grounded and it's the same as her moon sign. So the way he communicates, which is Taurus, Mercury, and
Yeah.
Mars in Taurus, so the action, Mars is the action planet. So the way that he does things, like she understands from her moon sign being in
Mhm.
Taurus. So that's definitely like they kind of like have a natural ease with each other. And
Yeah.
with his Gemini and Sagittarius stuff, he's like learning, and wants to know. And so he's going to be
Oh,
interested in her because she has a lot of water in her. She is a Cancer Venus and Cancer Mars. So she was probably like Cancer Venus and Capricorn Venus are very like shy at first. Like
yeah.
they're not gonna like say that they like somebody ever, you know? They're a little bit
You know what?
shy.
That makes sense. I feel like I've definitely watched an interview from her where she was like, "Yeah, I feel like she was shy." Yeah, I feel like that's what I heard.
Wait, with him
So
or
for her. I feel for her. I know her parents were, like,
but like
into
whenever oh, she's just shy in general?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but
What were
I
you
don't know.
gonna say, her parents?
Oh, her parents were, like I think they were also theater kids, so they were also, um yeah, they were theater kids, but I feel like she said she was a shy kid getting into that kinda thing, and so that
Yeah.
kinda let her spread her wings, I guess, doing,
Blossom.
yeah,
Yeah.
acting. So
Yeah, and that's gonna help her acting too, and she has a son in Virgo, so she's quite particular. Quite
oh,
particular. And the Taurus moon, she's like a worker, you know what I mean? She's definitely a
mhm.
worker. The can all the Cancer stuff, the Venus and Mars, make her really like sweet, very sweet. And
This is accurate.
yeah,
This
and
is
like
accurate.
yeah, and her actions like very like it's water signs, so very expressive and emotional. So that's really good for her acting and
Yeah.
connection as well. So like intimacy with him, I think he with the Taurus stuff,
Yeah.
they can be a little bit stubborn and idealistic. And so with the moon in Sagittarius, idealistic. And so I think probably her having her Virgo sun like
Mhm.
was good for him because he's idealistic in a certain way and she's idealistic in a certain way with Virgo because Virgo wants everything perfect and efficient and practical. And she has a lot of earth in her, and that's very much that practical side. And like, if this doesn't work, you know what I mean, practically in my life, like, this isn't going to be a relationship I'm going to stick around with,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's helpful that they're both in the same industry, I think
Yeah,
for both
yeah.
of them. Um, that kind of thing. So they really have like a natural understanding for each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I knew his time, but because then I could look at his houses, but there's no houses. We can look at her houses at least,
Yeah.
and we can say what she prefers. Oh, and she does have a grand trine in Earth, which makes sense because that usually indicates fame. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
No? No, girl.
Yes. Okay, what else? Oh, fifth house in Gemini. So that's really good for his Gemini sun. So
Mm,
the fifth house is like what brings you joy or pleasure or creativity? Like what gets you what gets you going, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And hers is in Gemini. And so the things that stimulate her are the same thing that stimulates him with his sun sign, Gemini. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's like talking and exploring ideas and like thinking about very intellectual minded. And then, oh, her seventh house is in Leo. So that makes her really loyal and has a big
Yeah.
heart. And her son's in her seventh house too, which is interesting. Yeah. Uranus and Neptune are in 12th house hidden. And fourth house in Taurus. So her home life is she is a very with all that Taurus energy, well, in his Taurus energy as well, because he's got Mercury and Mars in Taurus, and then her moon and her
Yeah.
fourth house. So that's like fourth house is family and home and yeah, home. And so her home life is like it needs to be cozy and private and
Mhm.
so Taurus is known for like wanting a lot of money, but it's not because of they want money. They want to be able to afford the comforts that they like. So
Yeah.
and she has a lot of Cancer in her too. So Cancer and Taurus are very like they like soft blankets and like good
Oh,
food and like coziness,
yeah.
like that's her privately. That's what we can tell about her privately. But yeah,
Okay.
because his Mars and Mercury are both in Taurus, so that's like super compatible. Yeah.
Wow. That's so interesting. Yeah. I feel like I read somewhere that they may have gotten a house together in the UK. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's factual or not, but I was like, "Oh, okay.
That would
Go."
totally be that would be a thing. That would be a
Yeah,
thing they would
yeah.
do. That they
So,
would really enjoy, you know?
yeah.
Um, yeah, she's very watery and earthy, and he's got some fire in him, but a lot of earth too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay,
Yay!
Tom. Wow.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
I
that's
like,
so accurate. Yeah. I feel like
isn't it
everything you
interesting?
yeah, it's like, wow. I mean, I don't know the girl personally, but from everything that you've said, it's been like, "Oh, yeah, I've definitely gotten all of that energy from her and
Yeah.
too." So, wow, that's exciting. I hope they are able to stay together for as long as they can. Because
Yeah.
celebrity relationships nowadays, I feel like they just not that they just don't last.
I know. It's so
You hear about them
true.
having babies together, but then they break up and just all these,
I
all
know.
that drama and, so
Like a
hopefully
train
they
wreck
get together.
sometimes. I think
Mhm.
I think too, it's hard for people that are both really, really famous, to be together. But I think
Yeah.
too, it's a helpful thing as
Yeah.
well, right? Because then they kind
Yeah.
of understand
Each other. Yeah.
why the other person has to do something else, or, like, oh, I have to go because they need me. And then there's not a
Mhm.
lot of like jealousy opportunity, because I think that's what happens is like unfortunately, I think people get like jealous of the other person. If
Yeah.
the other person's getting more attention than the other person, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh God. So you have to be really
Yeah.
secure, I think, in a famous
For
relationship.
for sure, yeah. No, I think there's literally a video of, like, Tom Holland. They're going to, like, a premiere or something, I can't remember, and Zendaya's walking in front of him, and she's, like, saying hey to all her fans, doing what she needs to do, and he's literally behind her with the camera, like, as if he's not
Aw.
also famous. And it's just, like, following her around like a fan, like a I don't know, like a loving boyfriend,
Yeah,
partner kinda thing, so,
that's
yeah,
sweet.
I
So
think they're just, I don't know, they're just I don't even wanna use the word pure, but, like, just, authentic and grounded, I would say.
yeah,
And I just hope that they
yeah.
last and more.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully they make it for a long time. Let's see, 1996. So they're going to be 30 in 2 years.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
2026. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good too. Like I think 25, we talked about, like, 25 is, like, once you kinda like, your frontal lobe's been developed, and you kinda, like, become, like, a full human, you know?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
anyway, you just have a more grounded sense of, like, who you are, you had
Yeah,
time to get to know yourself, as an adult, you know,
exactly.
a few years, and they've known each other for that long, right? So it's been 3 years, and they're both, like, 28 now?
Yeah.
28-ish? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And if they met in 2016, yeah, they've known each other for, like, 8 years? Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been able to kinda, like, grow and, like, I don't
Yeah,
know, understand each other more and, yeah, be their
right,
own person. So,
yeah.
yeah, you never know. They might be, like, one of those couples in Hollywood that's together for, like, decades, you know?
Ah,
Like,
we love
forever.
that.
The
Yeah.
rarity. Well, let's wrap
Oh,
it up, yeah? Do you
okay.
do you have anything that you wanna promote or anything upcoming?
Oh, upcoming, well, look out for the first episode of my web series that I shall not name yet, but once it is named, you'll have it.
Yes.
And yeah,
Where
look
can
out for
we
that.
find where can we find
Oh,
you? What are your socials?
my socials. My Instagram is serenity.allencia. That's Alencia, so serenity.alencia. Um, I'm gonna get on TikTok, so by the time this episode is out, hopefully I'll have 20 TikToks
You're not
made.
on TikTok yet?
I am
How?
on TikTok. I have 2, like, 2 videos.
Okay.
2 videos posted, but by the time this comes out, I'll have at least 20. We'll see. But yes. Um, I think that's it. I think
Okay.
that's all I have.
Yay. Make sure you follow Serenity and all of her upcoming projects, and make sure you look for her on Abbott Elementary next season. And let's see, I have that astrology show coming up
Yeah.
on Thursday. We've got tail end of
Mhm.
Scorpio season, and then I have a couple other shows on Friday and Saturday.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I'm like, "What
Yes,
are
yes.
my shows?" I'm so terribly bad, but anyway. Oh, okay, we've got one coming up in Altadena at PDA, Public Display of Altadena, called Family Feud, so we're, like, roasting, a movie clip, each of the comics, so that's gonna be
Oh,
interesting.
that's so cool. I wish I could be
Yeah,
there. You said that's
yeah.
Friday?
Yeah, Friday. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking.
you're working, I know, it's okay.
But
And then
no, that sounds fun.
I
Fun
have a
watch.
show on Saturday at Mel's Drive-In, at 8,
Okay.
so that should be fun. And yeah, you can follow, Melstrology on Instagram and the Melissa Garver as well. So, that's a wrap on episode 5. Thank you for being a part of it, Serenity.
Yes, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yay!
Melstrology.
Yeah, Melstrology.